So now that we have our area, I'd like us all to agree on a single premise before we dive into the toolbox and really get the tools that we need to deal with that area of our life. So at the Handel Group, we believe that you are the author of your life. So what exactly does that mean? Just like an author writes a story, you are always writing the story of your life. Now, who agrees with me on this? Raise the hands. Okay, great. So the problem is that we don't necessarily relate to our life all the time like that. So in any area that we are happy and proud and effective, we really claim responsibility as though we were the author. So in my career, for example, when I tell the story of how I did in my career, I would say, I received 5 promotions in 7 years, and I was the winner of 7 Vocap, which is the award my company gave out for great contribution. All of that was true. What I wouldn't have told you is the fact that I was dating my boss and not happy in my job, which was also true. So we tend to take responsibility for areas we're proud of and not take responsibility for areas we're not proud of. Anyone see that? Agree with me? Raise your hands. Okay. Okay, good. Now, we're always designing and creating in our life, whether the results are what we want or not. So this process is really to tell the truth about all of it so that we can actually choose. Are we happy with the results that we have? Are we happy with the story that we're telling? The whole story or not? Now, in any area where we're struggling and the results aren't exactly what we want, we tend to relate to ourselves not as the author but as something else, which we've lovingly called the weather reporter. So just like the weatherman can't do anything about the weather, he just reports on it, we start talking about our life that way. So it looks like, it's as though we are an observer in what's happening. So for example, my clothes just don't reflect my self-expression. I tend to eat the donuts, right? The economy is bad. There are no jobs out there. Can you hear the difference between I said I was going to do X and I made it happen to there's no way I can get a job. The economy is bad. Who has an example? Either of an author, a story that you authored, or an example of a weather report, something you're sort of observing about your life but don't really want to change. Hands? Great. Awesome. Yeah, it's a powerful shift when we start to tell the story, our whole story, as though we are the author of it. Because the truth is, we really do have more power than we even know is possible. But because we listen to the weather report and our reasons and excuses and justifications for why something isn't possible, we don't realize that we're not an observer. We actually are the driver responsible for the shift. So, shift. So if we can start talking about our life as if we are the author of it, then it becomes a choice if we want to go for something or not versus something we don't have control over. So it's an important piece to really understand and sets the foundation of the toolbox we're going to be using in the next segments. Any questions about this or the difference between author and weather reporter? Okay. So it really does start with our dream, what we want. So this process is really to get us excited about our ability to dream And most of us, I'm going to say right now, I know I, for one, had really lame dreams when I first came into this process because we don't do it. We don't practice it. When was the last time you wrote what you wanted in any area of your life? So this is really starting to build the muscle and practice the art of learning how to dream. And, when we're children and someone asks us what we want to be, we give them exactly what we want. I remember I wanted to be an actress, like Shirley Temple, right? And then as I got older, I became more reasonable and responsible, which was important. But I also created theories about the world that didn't support that dream anymore. So I learned that it's hard to go to California, and you need money, and you need to look a certain way, and only a small percentage really makes it as an actress, and do I really want, and before you knew it, I had no dream of being an actress, right? And then when I came back to really, what's your dream? And I was 30 years old, and the biggest I could dream was having my boss respect me and send me emails that were kind. That was my dream. So this is really starting to fall in love again with our story, with the story we want to tell. And we've learned from working with people over the past 10 years that there is an art and a science to doing this. And there are certain tips and skills that we can teach you that will have you write up a really great dream. So I'm going to talk with those with you now, and then we're going to practice. So you want to, and if you're a note taker, this would be a good time to do that. You want to write your dream in the present tense, right? And it should be written in the positive tense. You want to write about what you do want, not what you don't want. Your dream should be a marriage of what the head wants and what the heart wants. So for example, the head wants the specifics. I want to have $100,000 by the time I'm 30. The heart is really the emotion behind that. Why? How is it going to make you feel? I want to be able to contribute to my family and build the home of my dreams and love walking in the backyard and seeing the animals, whatever it is. That's the marriage of head and heart. You want your dream to excite you. It should give you goosebumps. It should make you want to go yay and go for it and be inspiring to you. It should be a combination of big picture with specific details, and it should be a challenge, but not some pie in the sky, right? If your bank account has $5 in it, your dream shouldn't be that you are making $1 million, because you can't get connected to that dream. It's too far away. You want to avoid absolutes. So every day I will, and always, and nevers, because it's just not realistic either. We're humans. We make mistakes. Every day, we're not always happy. That's the truth. And then lastly, you want it to be written in your self-expression. So it should be unique to you, right? It should be something that you can connect to and has your personality. So I'm going to read you one of my dreams, and then I'm going to ask that you take a few moments and write your own, and then we'll have some shares. So this is an example of my body dream. I treat my body as a sacred temple. I choose to live a lifestyle that celebrates health and vitality, and I'm loving in the actions I take. I'm energetic, fit, and light as I glide through my day. I love maintaining a consistently healthy weight by choosing nourishing foods I enjoy. I receive compliments that I look young for my age. My skin is creamy olive complexion, and my hair is shiny and long. I choose clothes that I look and feel incredible in. My enthusiasm and celebration of my body is contagious, and I create positive results in the lives of others by honoring my relationship with my body. And it passes the goosebump test. I still get excited when I read that dream for myself. But it's not the dream that I started with. So know that your dreams are an evolutionary process. Once you start writing them, the more that you actually build towards and get the dreams, the bigger you can dream. So I want us all to take a few minutes now and write a dream for the area that you picked, given the tips that we just talked about, and then we'll have some shares.